You know what's stupid with the iPad
Oh,
is I can only have chat up and well, it's alright, it still works. The chat comes up and then it's like a transparent chat screen, so I can barely see
that's weird.
me and you.
It's like you need to see us anyway.
Nah, true.
So, hey everybody. So, we decided to go ahead and go live. There were some issues earlier with YouTube, which a lot of y'all probably know because it was completely whack. So, anyway, yeah, we couldn't get on earlier, and I had put out a tweet saying we are going to punt it, but then, yeah, so it's Dan and I were talking, and I was like, "Hey, you still want to go live?" He's like, "Yeah, we'll go ahead." So he's using what, an iPad? Which one?
12.9 Pro 2020.
2020.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I expected it to be better than that. Maybe it's the earbuds you're using because the your voice is a little tinny.
So yours listening to him through this. So give me a minute. Let me see. Camera mic. Let me make sure I'm using the iPad mic.
That's probably what it is.
Oh yeah, I'm using the iPad microphone. It should sound fine. It sounded fine when I did the test before on Twitter. So
uh, we'll roll with it. So yeah, so we decided to go ahead and go live tonight because, of course, we do want to have our show next Wednesday anyway, and Dan and I were both off today, so hey, why not? So we're here and welcome, and we're on the normal channel, well, my channel today. We've been doing it on the Unhinged Tech channel, but like 5 people have been showing up, so I don't think everybody's really migrated over there, and I don't know. So we're here on my channel tonight doing the regular show, but lots of interesting stuff to talk about because the Xbox One Series X and Series S came out yesterday, and both Dan and I have one of those, so that's exciting. And then we had the one more thing with Apple yesterday, and then today or tomorrow, not tomorrow, Friday, the iPhone 12 Pro Max is going to be out. Yeah. I know how you feel about the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Oh goodness. So yeah, it's really interesting, and I didn't get to watch the keynote. I was what was I doing? I was driving yesterday. I had to go downtown for work for a little bit to go do something, and it just happened to be at the same time that the one more thing was coming on. So I know that they were talking about the new M1 chip, the Apple Silicon, which is their ARM-based processor that they have that's now going to be powering some of their computers. They're using their own chip now, so it's not an Intel chip, not an AMD chip. It is a Mac chip. So some interesting stuff. It's got some nice stuff on the benchmarks, and I guess they're putting them in the MacBook Airs now. And also what? They're putting it in the 13-inch MacBook Pro, right?
Yeah, and the Mac Mini.
On the Mac Mini. So I have mixed feelings about that. Not because the fact that they have their own chip now, and not the fact that they're moving away from Intel. The fact that they have this new chip that's supposedly so much better, and they just gypped everybody out of a bunch of money a few months ago on the 2020 MacBook Pros and MacBook Airs. Like those are just not even 5 months ago that we got the new one. So it's like, congratulations, we just sold you this new one with the 10 series Intel, and now we're going to give you this new one that has a much better processor that's much more power efficient, and
Yep.
screw you guys and your money.
Yep. Enjoy that i3 because it's going to suck. It's not even a full-fledged, full-fat i3 either. That's the problem with those MacBook Airs. It's not very good.
It really irks me that they did that. Like, how you just completely swindled a bunch of people out of money whenever you knew this one was fixing to come out. You waited till after everybody bought those and then announced this, so now you can get people to buy more, and now they've got an inferior product.
Yep. Yeah, it's typical Apple in a way. Don't zack it up. How's the iPad working? I don't. Does it look okay? Adam said it looked really low quality before, but I didn't think it did, and it didn't when I was on Twitter through Periscope either. So you tell me. Don't know.
It looks okay. It's just really soft.
Couldn't tell you.
Oh, I don't know. It's not bad. I mean, it's doable. It's just not as good as your regular camera.
Oh, well, it's not going to be.
Yeah.
It's an iPad camera instead of a mirrorless Sony camera with a Sigma 16mm. Slight difference.
You see, well, new BlackBerry 5G. I have no clue what it's going to look like. I'm sure we'll find that out in the next couple of months, but they haven't. There have been no announcements on what the new BlackBerry is going to look like yet. So a couple people in here right now. Don't Zack It Up, Zink the Demon Slayer, or Zinks. Good old Luca. He's always here. Thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Luca.
One of our biggest fans. So yeah, it's really interesting to me about the M1. Actually, let me go ahead and put this on Twitter that we're live so people know.
I did it as well.
Okay. We decided to go live. Anyway, come join us. Yeah, so interesting. But it looks good on paper. I'm actually a little irritated too because I just bought my wife a 13-inch MacBook Pro a month ago. 1 month ago, I bought her a 13-inch MacBook Pro, and I am a little irritated because I totally would have got one of these instead.
Did you spend $1,800 on the MacBook Pro though?
No, I only paid $1,000.
See, that's the difference. You don't get the M1 processor unless it's $16 or $17.99. They're the only levels that you can get the M1 in.
So you still get the Intel if you get the lower one.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I seriously typed that fast. I type really fast, probably like 130 words per minute. Anyway, just another tidbit. But so today is Veterans Day. Always a good day. Thank you for your service, Dan.
Yes, thanks. I try my best, Adam. But no. Hope you had a nice day.
As much as you die on Call of Duty, I mean,
because I'm like your human shield. That's why.
I mean, I know you didn't really serve, but I mean, you serve on the internet like every night. So I mean, thank you for your service.
I'm a champ. I have these broad shoulders to carry bitches like you. It's just the way it is. Thank you.
We're on my channel, so don't get me demonetized.
Oh, shut up before I start swearing.
I'm gonna make like 50 bucks.
Hold on a minute. Yeah. What's up? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I didn't really do anything exciting today. Like normally I would go out and go eat like somewhere, but we didn't do just with the current climate and whenever Veterans Day rolls around, everybody goes to try and take advantage of all of like the Veterans Day stuff. So I tried to go out with my mom once. She was like, "Oh, we should go out somewhere to go eat for Veterans Day." And it was at lunchtime at like 2:00 in the afternoon. And I tried to take my mom to Applebee's of all places. And there was like a 2-hour line. I mean, this was a couple of years ago, but about the bravest I'll venture out for any Veterans Day meal discount is Subway, just because you can get the free sub. And I just walk in there and show them my ID and they give me a sub. That's about as exciting as it gets. But Luca, thank you very much. And thanks, Zach, as well. Let me see. I'm not an Apple user. I don't know why I'm here. Just know something about the new device of Apple. Yeah, so I wouldn't say I'm the biggest Apple fan. I just review everything. I mean, I've got the iPhone 12 here. I mean, Dan's using the iPad. I mean, that's one thing. Whenever you're in the reviewing space like we are, I mean, it doesn't matter whether you necessarily like something or not, unless you just stick to one brand. Like some people just do Samsung stuff and they don't touch Apple. Some people just like Apple stuff and they don't touch anything else. So, but like Dan and I, we cover pretty much everything. So I get it just because it's new and I like to play with it because I like the new phones. So we'll see how it is. I'm going to see which one I like better. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I could get rid of the iPhone 12 and the 12 Pro Max. I really kind of prefer Android more. So
that's where me and you differ. You see, you like the iPhones more than I do. I'm not big into the iPhones, but you're not big into the iPads, whereas I think the iPad is where it's at. So it's a good combination, really.
Yeah. Hey, Ed, thanks for showing up. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like they really both offer about the same stuff from day-to-day performance. I mean, it's nice with what you get in the ecosphere with Apple because I mean, it's so nice being able to use your iPad across your phone, across your computer, like all that stuff just works seamlessly. So that's really cool. I do like what Apple's bringing to the table with this M1 chip, though, because ARM processors are so efficient. I mean, here, just so people know, an ARM processor is a reduced instruction set chip is what it is, RASC, instead of a complex instruction set chip, which is a normal a normal processor you have in like a desktop or a laptop right now. So typically, ARM processors they're much smaller, much smaller. I mean, it's basically what you're getting in the iPhone, but they're putting it in a laptop, and you know how powerful the iPhones are. They're very powerful. So compared to like an i3 or a cheap AMD chip, I mean, they kind of blow them out of the water in a lot of different areas, and they have built-in GPUs, which are really good too. So that gives you the opportunity and the ability with a much smaller footprint with much less power consumption to even edit things like 4K in some instances. So it's really impressive what they've done, and I'm sure other companies will follow too over time. I mean, Intel's already started making their ARM-based processors. So,
well, Microsoft's doing it. Look at the Surface Pro X. They started
yeah.
it last year. They've got the new version out this year. So ARM's obviously the way they're all going to go. So,
well, the problem that you get with a lot of laptops is power consumption.
yes.
And it's historically bad because what they have to do to put these i7s and i5s in there is they have to kill the wattage. Like they really have to lower them down. So instead of having like a 30 watt or a 40 watt i7, you're going to have like a 13 watt or a 15 watt. Mm-hmm. You're still going to tell you it's an i7, but it's not going to have the power to push through it to give you the performance you're expecting with the name i7, which is why classically laptops, they just underperform. So even when you get like these RTX 2060s, you get in a laptop, or you get the RTX or GTX 1660, whatever it is. Yeah. So anyway, they have the ones that they put in there, and like they're much lower power. So yeah, you're getting much better performance than just a laptop that doesn't have a GPU, or an i7 is definitely better than an i5 when it comes to a laptop, but it's nothing compared to what you get in a desktop. So this gives them a way to bridge that. Plus, they're much lower on heat, so they can just use ambient air to cool them, as opposed to having to put fans everywhere, which one also builds up power. You need to power those fans. Two, it creates a bunch of noise. Three, it's hard to really move heat and cool those things off in those tiny chassis that they put them in. So having a tiny little like 6-watt processor instead of like a 15 watt, but the 6-watt outperforms the 15 watt is a win-win for everybody. So there we go. Luca, yes, thanks for sending that over. So I'm probably not going to get too much into the metrics tonight. It was just more of a proof of concept thing that I wanted to talk about and explain to people what's so important about moving this direction, and the fact that Apple and even Microsoft are seeing the benefit and worthwhile putting this in there. But we win, the consumer does, because it should be cheaper, less moving parts, less heat issues, more battery, better performance. So I'm happy about it. I'm just irritated that, like I said, they ripped some people off a few months ago with the Mac computers, the MacBook Pro 13-inch and the MacBook Air, and now they've got this, which would be a much better alternative for people. Yeah.
Well, you were on a roll. I just thought, well, I'll just wait for a while. This is where they're saying that it's more powerful than the 16-inch MacBook. I'm not buying that.
All right, so Ed asked a question here, and also Digital Sling, what up? Hey, Digital Sling is the very first subscriber very first channel member I have for my channel. So thanks a lot, buddy, for signing up and supporting my channel. So yeah, funny question here from Ed. How do you guys stay on top of tech? What are you reading or watching for all these tidbits? So a lot of this archaic knowledge that Dan and I have is because we're big computer geeks. Like, we've been into this for a long time.
Yeah.
So I've been like, I started building computers when I was like 11, and I'm going to be 37 in January. Back whenever my first computer I built was a 33 megahertz computer that had 4 megabytes of RAM and a 190 megabyte hard drive on a 14-inch CRT monitor. So things have changed a lot since then. But the thing is the underlying principles and the architecture in these things, it doesn't really change. It just gets more efficient, more powerful, and smaller.
Yes. So
ARM processors have been around for a long time. It was just like before they were in like calculators and like Game Boys and PDAs and things like that. The big thing that makes it difficult to switch over is the 32 and 64-bit compatibility, because all of the architecture in the regular processors over the years has moved to 64, whereas the ARM CPUs were still on like 32-bit.
Unless you called Apple and they figured it out. That's one thing I'm going to be super interested in. How well are going to be desktop applications able to run on this M1 chip? When they shown you that running on the last event, not the one before, but when they were talking about Apple Silicon,
Mm-hmm.
it looked impressive, but is it really going to be that good? And one thing I will say about Apple is they do normally do what they say. I've not really found I've ever had an Apple product that I've had after I've watched the live where I've gone, oh BS, that was just a lie. And it does exactly what they say it's going to do. So I can't wait to get the Mac Mini, to be honest, just to see.
I'm looking forward to getting your impressions on it. And here's my thing. I want to see what it does when it gets in people's hands, because here's the thing that irks me about Apple. Apple talks in percentages. Percentages to me are basically just ways to create false truths.
Well, the problem out as well is they was using percentages of nothing. We didn't know what there was. This 92% times faster, or it was 98% time of what? It could have been a Pentium Gold processor, a Celeron. Just no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, so they like to use percentages. They're always like, whereas when you look at a lot of other manufacturers, they use numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing: numbers translate really well to somebody like Dan and I, because I'm like, okay, cool. They got a 2.85 gigahertz cryo core in there, or they got this much RAM, or they got this many milliamps, or this many hertz on the refresh rate. They're not trying to sell these to computer nerds like me and Dan. They're trying to sell these to consumers. So when you say it's 98% faster, it's lasts 200% longer, it's all these things that in a normal consumer's mind is like, oh, it's so much better than all of these other things. Whereas if you were to use hard numbers, they would be like, that doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, okay, I guess that's good. Is that good? You tell me.
Yeah.
So
It's just fluff for the consumer, like you say, for the I'm not going to say average consumer, because I don't think there is one of them anymore. There's for just regular Joe who.
It's just people who are tech ignorant. I mean, if you're hardware,
I'll tell you something's 98% faster, you're immediately going to be like, well, that's great.
Universal
Sign me up.
language.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I do find it interesting as well on this M1 that the RAM is on the same chip. It's all one unit.
Well, that's how they work on the phones, isn't it?
I believe so, but
well, at least with the iPhones anyway.
Yeah, but it's a bit different stepping up into the way they have now. And what I'm wondering is if they're going to bring out a mini LED iPad Pro with an M1. That'd be interesting.
That would be really interesting. And I'm still interested in the Air. Like, I really like what they've done with the new iPad Air.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of moving parts going on with Apple right now. So it's just like they're changing a lot of things right now. And there's a lot of questions out there like, are we going to get a touch MacBook? Are we going to get, cross compatibility with like Final Cut Pro, where you can use it on the iPad as well as the other stuff? So I would like to see kind of where they're going in the next year. And I mean, Apple is not my strong suit. I at the surface can talk about it, and like when it comes to the phones or some other things, but like this is my first real MacBook Pro. I mean, I had one before, like a 2012, and I just used it for law school. But with this one, I mean, it does some great things, but it's interesting to me what they do, because you know that in like the 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro, I've got a 4 gigabyte Radeon card in there. It's like the 5300 or something like that. And it encodes 4K and video like a champ, whereas like probably a 4 gigabyte, let's say an RTX 1050 or 1650 wouldn't perform on that level on my desktop. So they are really good at maximizing the hardware that they put in them, just because I think the operating system itself and how everything works together.
Yeah, they're becoming very uniform, Apple. I mean, that way they control absolutely everything, but then everything works in harmony. I mean, everything with Apple has always worked in harmony with each other pretty much. But now it's going to be so easy to go from one product, from your phone to your iPad to your desktop to your laptop. it's going to be no problem just handing off on it, and everything's going to be there exactly the same. I think it's very clever what they've done.
I love that, and the way that these devices communicate to each other, and like you're saying, you can. It reminds me like of Star Trek. Like you're on the bridge, and like let me go check on something in engineering. You go into engineering, and it's like already there. You just pull it up.
Yep.
In real world application, you grab your iPhone, you're texting somebody, you go pick up your iPad, and then you work on that while you're on the couch. Then you go sit down at the desk with your MacBook Pro, and it's like it all works together. I mean, so all of these increases and improvements in the hardware just really drive the software experience. And I mean, it was bad enough already that Windows and Android are so far behind.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they're very fragmented, and like none of them are on the same page. Like Samsung tries to give you like this pseudo ecosphere that just isn't there.
Doesn't really work. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the problem is they don't control everything, and Mac builds everything. And Samsung even tried. Like they've got their Exynos processors. I mean, they've got their own laptops. They build their own hardware, but the problem is they still rely on Android.
Yep.
And if Samsung were to design their own OS, that would probably be the only way they're ever really going to catch up.
Yep. And Tizen's never going to take on. It's never.
Tizen sucks.
Yeah. It's made for smartwatches and TVs, and that's about as far as it's going to go.
Well, and that's the thing too. They need their own legitimate, like, built-out OS in there too. But the problem is, Apple started this a long time ago, and that's where a lot of these other companies went the way of the dodo. Like, if they were to turn around now and to try and pull that off, it would put them back so far.
So far, yeah, it's not going to happen. It's like Microsoft now with their going back to the Surface Pro X. I think it's too late. Wow. I think it's too late for that. So
thanks a lot, Luca. I appreciate that. What are your daily drivers right now? Are you getting anything Apple Silicon? So right now I'm using the iPhone 12. I've got my Key 2, which I just took the chip out of today and I put into my my BlackBerry Porsche. And my other one I'm using is the Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro 5G, which I just wrapped up my 72-hour review on tonight. That's coming out tomorrow. And then Dan right there has the Note 20 Ultra and the OnePlus 8T. And I'm hoping to get an email back tomorrow. I pinged OnePlus again because I emailed them on Friday, and they're like, we're going to check the inventory. We'll see if we have one we can send you. I'm hoping they're going to actually send me an 18, but I haven't heard back from them yet, so we'll see what happens. But
Dan, I really like that phone.
Dan
really like the 18.
Dan is getting the new Mac Mini.
Yes. Yep. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't need a full-fledged MacBook. This is my third one I've had now, I think, and I just don't use it. I don't use it. So I figure a Mac Mini is going to be the best for me because, if anything, I can use LumaFusion on it because it will run iPad apps. So if I want to sit down on a big 32-inch monitor instead of the 12.9 iPad Pro, I can do that. It's not
one of the biggest features. I caught about 5 minutes of the keynote, and one of the most impressive features to me is you can basically cast what's on your phone to the computer, and that's really cool to me.
Yep.
Like I was watching, they were sitting there playing Among Us, like from their phone onto the computer, and that's one of the things that you get with this whole cross-platform connection when you've got basically the same chip, underlying same chip and hardware setup on your phone and your computer. It just really opens up a lot. So I like what they've done with that. We'll see what happens moving forward. Maybe next year I might look into grabbing something, but not. I'm not right now because I bought my 16-inch MacBook Pro back in like May, and then I just bought my wife a 13-inch MacBook Pro like a month ago. So I'm kind of tapped out on buying expensive Mac products right now.
Yeah, and I think the Mac Mini just seems to be like really, really good value as well. It's $699 to start off. I know it's $899. See, there's one thing I don't like what Apple have done. So any device with the M1 to go from 8 gig of RAM to 16 gig of RAM is $200.
That's a lot. I mean, I understand. Well, I mean, that's how it was already with the other computers, though. I mean, I get it. It's the exact same chip, but Yeah, if I wanted to get 32 gigs of RAM instead of 16 gigs of RAM in my MacBook Pro, I think it was like $400.
Yeah, it was.
It's
But that
ridiculous.
was a bit different then. The Mac Mini, you could always open it up and put your own RAM in it. You could
Yeah.
do it yourself, whereas now that you can't do that. You're not going to be able to even do it on the new iMacs when they come because obviously it's all built into one now. But I just found that really steep. 8 gig of RAM. That's like Microsoft charging me $230 today for a 1 terabyte NVMe.
After that you have to use theirs after they just charge you all that money for only a 1 terabyte. And I actually did a video clip earlier because I'm doing a video about the Xbox. It's really frustrating that you download like 5 games and you have like 200, 150 gigabytes left.
Yep.
Now,
I had to get it.
Just coming into all this.
Mm-hmm. I had to get it tonight because I had. It sounds stupid, but I think I've got 200 gigabytes of storage left over. That's not enough. By the time I download the new Call of Duty, which is out tomorrow, so I'll do it tonight while I'm in bed. By the time that's downloaded, I'd have about 60 gigs left over. So you have no choice. And if you want to be able to run games where it's got the smart delivery instant on the
Oh yeah,
so it runs like it
randomly
runs like the internal. You've got to have that. You can't buy your own SSD for an external SSD or anything like that. It doesn't work that way. So you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, it's terrible. Here we go. Carl's here. Hey, Carl, thanks for stopping by.
I hate you, Carl.
Candid, your life's looking good, Dan. Hey, there you go.
Hey, see? He says I look not very good tonight.
Huh?
I'm saying you said I don't look very good tonight. See?
Well, I mean, it's
you.
It's obviously a step down. You always look ugly to me,
I
Dan.
don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it, twin brother.
According to your mom.
Yeah, and if you hear mom, hi, mom.
Here we go. Yeah, so you'll see the Mac Mini on sale in about a month. I mean, at this point, you can't fault anyone for making those jokes.
It doesn't matter because I don't lose on them.
No, yeah, you always end up making money. So, I got to give you that anyway.
I don't lose. I'm not stupid enough to. I think this year, on everything I've sold, I've probably made about $2,500.
I hope you report that on your taxes.
Huh?
I hope you report that on your taxes. Hey, B-Mac.
Should have B-Mac. Did you get your Xbox today? Did it come today or is it tomorrow?
I think that his Xbox is supposed to show up tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Right.
Dan, video is great. It's the audio that sucks. So
yeah, I'm wondering why that is because it's normally pretty good through the iPad Pro is meant to have this wonderful mic. I'm wondering whether it's coming through these, even though it's saying that. Yeah, it's coming through.
Coming through there.
Things. Yeah, it's not meant to be though.
Well, I don't know what he just did, but. Yeah, so I guess we're going to move off of this Apple topic and talk about the Xbox stuff now. So I actually was able to get the Xbox Series X and the Series S, which was absolutely crazy. I tried to do the pre-orders, and I'm sure some of y'all probably did or you've seen. There was just the tons of bots that were out in force that were making it impossible for anyone to get a pre-order. And
now I've lost all sound.
I can hear you. I can hear you. You talk. Yes.
I can't hear you.
Oh, no loss. You stuck anyway.
1 minute.
Anyway, well, there we go. B-Mac, new monitor coming on Friday. Can't even play the thing yet. Downloading games as we speak. Yeah, that was me last night. Dan and I were trying to play Call of Duty, trying to play Warzone, and the sucker took like 5 hours to download that stinking game. So last night, I set up like 5 different games to download, and it still wasn't even finished today. But that's cool. You got a new monitor. What kind of monitor you got coming in? Hopefully it's 120 hertz refresh rate. Can you hear now, Dan? Here, let me try this. It could be good. Yeah, it's probably the initialization for StreamYard. Sorry, you can see everything back here now. All the movie magic is ruined. All these boxes that I have back here. It's so much crap. Yeah, so I was recording earlier. I've got my 72-hour review coming out. Ooh, G7. That is a nice monitor. I saw those out at CES, and they are crispy. I would like to have one of those. I really would. I'm looking to get a widescreen monitor sometime this year. I've got a BenQ is supposed to be sending me one. They have, I think it's a 35-inch widescreen. I think it's a Quad HD Plus. I'm not sure if it's 4K or not, but I believe it's 120 hertz. So hopefully I'm going to be living my 120 hertz best life here in the next couple of months whenever they get it sent out. But yeah, that's a great deal. Candid Tech. I miss the old days where you just pop in a disc. Yeah, I miss that too. I really do. And yeah, I have a lot of mixed feelings about it whenever it comes to these models that don't have disk drives. They only have like just the internal media drive, the internal storage. Like my kid's Xbox Series S that I got them. 512 gigabytes. Like, yeah, I get it. The textures are smaller. Okay, it has reduced textures, less size that it takes up for the games because it's Quad HD Plus instead of 4K. But at the same time, 512 gigabytes, that's only 512 gigabytes. That is not a lot when you're considering like Warzone is like 100 plus gigabyte game. Like most of these games are 80 gigabytes now for these big games. So it's like, hooray, I put 3-4 games on my console and now I don't have any more space. But I don't know. I guess it's at least better than the PlayStation 5 because the PlayStation 5 has like an 800 something gigabyte drive, and then after all the stuff the system requires is even less than that. So I don't know. One thing I'm really enjoying about the Xbox Series X is not playing any games. I already bought the 1 terabyte add-on. Yeah, Dan picked that up today too. I might have to do that sometime in the near future, but that sucker costs like $200, doesn't it? It's like $200 for an additional 1 terabyte of storage. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, but the Series X, I mean, it's a fairly sizable machine. It's a lot heavier than I expected it to be. Like I was carrying it, and the guy handed it to me in the bag. I'm like, Shebus, this sucker's huge. But when you get it out of the box, it's actually like half the size of the box. So I was surprised by that because the box was gigantic. But it runs great. And if you're using an Xbox One right now, Xbox One X, there is a huge improvement in load times, multitasking, switching back and forth between apps. It doesn't have all the lag and the latency whenever like the notifications pop up, accepting invitations. It's like, yeah, it's really built it out better. It's like you can tell there's a significant increase in power with what it's got going on. Yeah, unboxing on camera. Yeah, so that was like one of the first words out of my mouth when I started the unboxing portion of my video. I was like, this is going to be really difficult to get on video just because the box is so big. I mean, it's just really huge. I mean, this is the Series S box, and it's like 2.5 times bigger than this. So I don't have the box out here with me right now. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, weird. I lost all sound, so I've just turned the earbuds off altogether. Does it sound any different?
Yeah, a lot better. You don't sound all
coming through these and not through this, even though it said iPad mic. But yeah.
I think what it was a confusion between the iPad and the software that accesses the microphone and the sound for StreamYard. I think it was just you probably just had to reset the browser window. It was my guess.
Yeah, probably. It was. It just didn't give me that option to choose the mics. It just gave me one iPad mic. So whatever, it's done now.
Yeah. So the whole proprietary thing really irks me. So for those of you watching, when we're talking about proprietary, you have to use the actual like Microsoft Xbox NVMe drive. Like you can't just go pick up a Western Digital. You can't go pick up some other brand and plug it in there. You have to use theirs, and of course, theirs costs a ton more money, which is annoying. And thank you very much, BMAC. I very much appreciate it. So that irks me. And like, how much did you pay for that, Dan? You said it was like $200, right?
We're talking about the stupid little expansion. $229. Is
that before tax?
No. Yeah, that's before tax. Because she gets it cost me $17 for the Geek Squad on it. Because obviously gets that heavily discounted. So it was $253 with tax and Geek Squad. Yeah. That was more than what I sold my One X for.
That's ridiculous. I was going to do something with my 1X, but then my kids were like, yoink.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's ridiculous. My stinking spoiled kids, they all have their gaming computers. And then it's like, oh, by the way, now one of them has an Xbox One X in his room. One of them has a Series X for him and his brother to share. And then I've got the Series X, which is fine. Can the Series S play 2K? Yeah, that's what it's for. The Series S is designed to play 2K or 1440p essentially, as opposed to 4K. So that way, that's why they say it has 512 instead of a terabyte of storage, and also it'll be able to run it at 120 frames per second on 14.
What they do say about that though is, even though it can do native 2K, no problem, games are going to be mostly 1080p upscaled to 2K.
Yeah.
So,
which yeah.
But
So
still, if you're using a 1080p monitor like a lot of people do, or a 1080p TV, then there's no point in buying an X because you're not going to get any benefit from it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what sucks about the X right now? There's just no games. I've never had a console release before where there's no games.
Yeah, it is really interesting that basically, like, okay, we always get the Call of Duty, like whenever it comes out to like November, because that's when they always release these consoles so they can maximize their sales going to the holiday. At least Sony's got a couple proprietary games, at least from but like the Xbox, no, they're like, here's your game, Call of Duty, and you can get Season 7 of Apex, and you can get Fortnite, and we'll here's Dirt.
Pretty much.
Thanks a lot, buddy. Thanks for stopping by tonight, and good luck with the gaming tomorrow.
Yeah, have fun. Have fun getting that set up.
Yeah, Dan's not going to sell the Xbox. So there's like 3 things in life he won't sell. One of them is his kid. One is his Xbox, and the other one probably is his wife. Yeah, that was questionable, but definitely the boy and the Xbox. He will not sell.
Yes, yeah, the Xbox goes nowhere. In all the time you've known me, Carl, you have never seen me sell an Xbox, unless it was last week when I was trying to sell the One X.
You sold that pretty quick, though.
I sold it to a friend of mine on Facebook. He just came and picked it up tonight, so it was nice and easy. No BS. So
that's
just a case of I'll have it, and he came around, done. So,
yeah, I'm probably going to play some tonight, I guess. I mean, it's late for you, but I mean, I know you're off tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to play tonight, but I'll probably go hop on and play for maybe like an hour. I got to
Forza 4 before. Damn, that game's good on that Series X.
Forza's fun. I haven't played in a while, but Forza's fun.
Get them. They're on Games Pass. Get Forza Horizon 4.
I downloaded that Doom Eternal, so I'm going to give that a whirl.
All right. Yeah.
The nice thing is I've got that nice Turtle Beach headset, so I can play in there while my wife's asleep and just, play away.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I'm irritated, though. It's so frustrating that you have to have HDMI 2.1. Like, I've got a 240 hertz TV. I've got a 120 hertz TV, but they're all older ones, and they don't have HDMI 2.1, so I'm still stuck playing Xbox Series X on 60 frames per second and 60 hertz. And it's like, okay, yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I mean, 98% of creation probably won't care or be able to tell the difference. But knowing that capability is there, I really want to play it on 120 frames per second and 120 hertz.
Because if my TV, if I'd have got the C version of mine instead of the B version, it does 4K 120, which sucks. But if that's why I won't buy Dirt. All right, I won't buy Dirt Rally solely because I know it does 4K 120, and seeing the option there, knowing that I can't do it, my butt would be off to Best Buy, and I'd buy a TV that I don't really need because there's not going to be that many games that are 4K 120.
Yeah, and that's the thing right now. Like, if I were going to have a job past January 1st, I would totally go for it. What I'm hoping here, because TCL sent me out this 5 Series TV, I'm hoping that if this one does well, I can be like, please, sir, can I have the nice one?
Even though their new one with mini LED does have HDMI 2.1, but it can only do 1440p, 120 frames per second. Can't do 4K 120.
Why? It's still 38 gigabits per second bandwidth.
Don't know.
So,
I spoke to Colby last night because I was talking to him about it, because I can get one of them for like $500 with her discount, $480 or something like that.
that's
and he's
good.
like, yeah, he's like, well, it only does 1440p at 120. So
you got to go even higher then. You got to get what, like an 8 series, 7 series?
The 8 series is not good for gaming whatsoever. You can't get 4K 120 out of a TCL TV right now, out of any of them. The cheapest 4K 120 TV happens to be an OLED. Well, it might not be the cheapest. Well, it probably is still the cheapest right now. It's an OLED TV. It's Vizio's new OLED. It was on sale at Best Buy 2 days ago for $899.
Vizio makes fantastic TVs for the price. Like I like
OLED TV with 4K 120. That is nuts. And that's what I was going to buy, but it's gone off sale. It was one day only, $400 off.
Yeah. I know. I got to see how this goes. Like, surprisingly, that Samsung TV review that I did has turned out well. I mean, I've made like $70 off of the AdSense on that. I mean, it's paid for a third of the TV. Yeah. But I mean, hey, TCL was willing to give me this one. So if this one does well, then, maybe I might reach out to another manufacturer. I've never reached out to a manufacturer and asked for a TV before. So
yeah,
maybe now's the time, because I'm certainly not going to go buy another one, which is frustrating because I just bought this 70-inch. I just bought the 70-inch 6 series TCL back in like April, right after all that stuff happened. So I got plenty of TVs. I just need one that does 120 hertz, 120 frames per second.
Yeah, and that's where, like I say, it's going to be. If that Vizio comes down again to $899 over Black Friday, I will buy it, and then I'll move my LG OLED into the living room.
LG OLEDs are beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I've had that for. How long have we had this LG TV, Leanne? 3 years? Not TVs, though. Yeah, about 3 years I've had this. And, in fact, it started to break down this year. I was getting some...
Yeah, you had to replace the panel.
Yeah, you remember? Yeah, and they put an improved panel in it. That's why the regular B7 can't do 120 frames a second. That can, but only at 1080p. So, because it's got an improved panel in it.
Let me see here. No, the Series S does not smoke.
People who are falling for that, I just don't. I mean, really?
It's not even smoke; it's condensation. There's a difference.
Vaping. They're blowing a vape through it, and it's going through the vapor chamber and coming out. So
those people, they're going to mess up their hardware.
The PS5, however, has a bit of a problem by the looks of it. It's got a glitch right now. When it says something about rebuilding storage or something like that. And it seems to be if you leave Spider-Man Miles Morales in, and you leave that in and let the thing go to sleep, it does something funky to the hard drive to the point where it totally kills one of the YouTubers' PS5 reviewing it. It's dead. Will not restart whatsoever. So hopefully that's just a small thing, but a lot of people are complaining about this error that they're getting. That's the first one that's totally died, but
I guess some of them started going out early, huh?
Yeah. Xboxes did as well. So Xboxes started going out Friday.
Yeah, I wish that Apple did that. Like Samsung will do that, and some other places will do that. I got to go to the mall Friday morning, like bright and early. I got to get there. They're opening at 8:15 is when my time slot is, so I can pick up my 12 Pro Max.
Yep.
Because I want to get an unboxing video out quick that day, just because this part. I mean, I like to make the unboxing video, but if you get it out in the evening like I do, everybody's already watched them all.
Yeah.
So it's really frustrating because the UPS, which is what Apple uses, doesn't show up here till like 6:37 in the evening, which is really frustrating because then I got to shoot the video, I got to get it ready. Yep. So like mine didn't come out till like 8:30 when this one came out, and I got like a whopping 300 views. It's really, it's really disappointing.
Yeah. So UPS here for me is like around 4:30, so it's like, but I'm usually at work when products come, so by the time I get home, it's on the door anyway. But it's still a pain.
Yeah, so I'm going to the mall to pick this one up at 8:15 in the morning.
I don't blame you. What the hell is that? Finally, a tasty way to take apple cider vinegar.
What is it, like tablets or something?
That's a text message that I've got that's now getting reported as spam, block, boom.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
So much craziness.
Well,
What else is there? So I'm trying to generate a shipping label so I can get this guy to send me back my BlackBerry. Did I tell you about that?
yeah.
He finally wrote me back after my last thing saying, hey, it'd be nice if you would pay me, please. And yeah, so he finally got back with me. He's like, oh, yeah, sorry, I had to buy another one because I had to wait for it because it took so long to show up. I'm like, yeah, I totally get that. But as you saw when I sent you the receipt, I mailed this thing out the day after you bought it. So it's not my fault that the UPS guy messed it up. So he's like, yeah, just send me a shipping label and I'll mail it back to you. So, yeah, I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, that's good. There's some decent people left in the world. Because a lot of people that would have been like, ooh, it's a free phone.
And the thing is, like, I can't do, I'll just figure this out a little bit. I got to send him a label. I can't have him initiate a return because the sale's already been completed. Like, it's like over and done. I refunded him. It's like it doesn't exist anymore. So I can't have him do that. A couple of comments here. Big Gray Fox. Hey, how's it going? Good. Man, you guys want to break YouTube again? Yeah. We'll see. I'm doing my darndest. What machine are you using to stream right now? I'm using my regular PC, which has got an AMD. I'm drawing a blank. It's got a 7 series processor in it, and then I've got a RTX 2080 Super in here, 32 gigabytes of RAM, all that good stuff. And I'm using my Panasonic Lumix G100 to stream with. Because of Remembrance Day here in Canada, I think it's messed up the shipping. Yeah, and that's how it was here today too. Today is Veterans Day here, which is a federal holiday, so no postage, no mails going. So if anything was going to come out today, it all got delayed till tomorrow. So I don't really know how in the world, looking forward, they decided to launch this now because it's putting an even bigger delay on people getting their stuff.
Supposedly, I'm going to look at midnight. Best Buy and Amazon are going to have PS5s for pre-order.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So I'm going to try and snipe a digital one, but if not, Danny Jarrett on Twitter has got a digital one I can have. I just have to pay for the shipping. So
Candid Tech. Hey, thanks a lot for stopping by. Have a good
Tim.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I thought I had a PlayStation 5 lined up, and then somebody changed their mind. So
yeah, that sucks. I mean, that sucks the way that happened as well. That's like,
it's whatever. I mean, I'm not overly heartbroken about it because I just wanted it for my kids. Like one of my sons, he just loves PlayStation. So I was going to go ahead and get him a PlayStation 5 because I haven't really got him any Christmas presents yet. So I thought, he uses his PlayStation 4 all the time, like every day. So I thought I'll just get him that. That'll be his big Christmas present, and he won't get I'll get him an extra game and maybe something, 1 or 2 tidbits. But I don't know. I'm going to try tonight. I mean, if I can get one, then yeah. I totally will. I'm curious if Target's going to do the same thing.
There's no stock in stores, so that's the difference.
Oh, there won't be any stock in stores, period?
Nope. The only way you can get them now is online ordering.
Oh, that's crazy. I got to look into that.
Yeah. So
good luck with Best Buy. I've tried
Walmart are doing 4 different time slots tomorrow for them. So.
I saw Walmart was doing that. And it's so frustrating, though. Best Buy, even after 2 or 3 of these failed debacles, have not fixed their website to where it prevents this from happening. I guess they don't care. They're getting the money anyway, so I guess whatever. But
yeah, but it's bullshit.
They're really screwing the customers.
Yeah, I mean, you got people like, I'm not saying that we're any better than anybody else, but when you're an Elite Plus member, it means you spent a lot of money with them. You should be able to have a chance of getting in there to get what you want instead of bots coming in and buying them all, because that's all it is. So
yeah, they're letting all the bots buy them, and then they instantly go up on eBay, like immediately, like bam, bam.
Mm-hmm.
Even on eBay, there were people selling them before they got them yesterday. They're like, people like, oh, I've got a pre-order number or whatever.
They still are, yeah. They're rife with them. People are paying big money for these guaranteed pre-orders. Like, why? So I'm going to buy the digital version anyway. So, because there's not that many games I'm going to play on the PlayStation.
Okay, here. Yeah, this is what I'm curious about because, you can't go in and buy one off the shelf. I think they may still be doing something tonight. And if they are, then I'll sit up and try and get one on Target again.
You won't be able to pick one up tomorrow. Sony already announced it. There is none for sale in stores tomorrow. The only people who are going to get them in stores tomorrow are people who got the pre-order the first time.
What about GameStop?
Nope. Nowhere.
GameStop actually had Xboxes in store.
Yep, Walmart did as well today, but
I think the stock is going to be even worse on PlayStation than when it was on Xbox.
I think Microsoft have been working for this for such a long time. You got to remember, it was well over a year ago that they announced this console was coming. So they've had a long time, and I think they were, I'm going to say prepared, because even Phil Spencer said it's gone faster than they thought it would do. But I think they've got more units available, Xbox, than the PlayStation. So,
and that's what I'm saying. I think that it's going to be even harder to, but it's always been that way. Like PlayStation 3 was harder to get. The PlayStation 4 was harder to get. It's like they rushed this thing out, and then it's like, oh, by the way, you're not going to be able to get one till like 8 months later. You remember when the PlayStation 3 came out?
Yeah,
it took me like a year to get one of those things.
It was manic. It was stupid.
At least like these consoles have backward compatible titles, so like you have something to play. But remember, like the PlayStation 3 came out, and there was like absolutely nothing to play on it. Yeah. Or like the Dreamcast or like these novel systems. There's just nothing. Period that you could play. Like, ooh, it came out, and there's like 5 games.
So here you go. PlayStation's blog. PlayStation 5 launch day ordering update. Launch day sales will be online only this year, so please plan ahead. And then it just goes into it. No units will be available in store for purchase on launch day, November 12th or November 19th, depending on your region. Please don't plan on camping out or lining up at your local retailer.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. I think with Target, though, you can do like I did with my Xbox, where you can't go in and get one off the shelf, so there's no point in waiting, but you can order it and then pick it up in-store delivery, like in-store.
Yeah, but you won't get it tomorrow.
I don't know.
No, you won't. That's what they're saying. You won't get it tomorrow. You just can order it tomorrow, and then you'll get it within the next 2 or 3 days if you're lucky to get in.
See, I thought they were just saying don't camp out because there's no way you can physically buy one in the store.
No, there's going to be no spare stock.
You're looking at PlayStation 5, tap in at 12 p.m. or 11 o'clock tomorrow. So Newegg's having theirs on sale at 11 a.m. tomorrow, Central Time. It says GameStop's going to have a limited number at midnight tonight.
Yep.
I'm not seeing a whole lot on Target. It says you'll eventually be able to purchase a PlayStation 5 at your local physical store, but it won't be as in the past. Well, I think Sony or Xbox said that there won't be any on shelves in stores at all in like 2021. Isn't that what they said?
No, what they're saying is they're going to, because sales have exceeded expectation, they're saying that it's going to be hard for you to get one through now until 2021.
That's just ridiculous to me that they've got this thing has come out, and then you literally might not be able to get one for an entire year.
Well, no, you'll be able to get it at the beginning of next year. It's this year, this next 10, 12 weeks, you're probably not going to be able to, it's going to be hard to get one.
No, what I'm saying, though, is what they were saying is their plans are you're not going to be able to get one in a store, I thought, all of next year.
No, like you'll order it get them in the store. Yeah, you will. They're just saying that it's going to be hard to get one from between now and January 1st, basically, or January, the first week of January. That's all they're saying. You'll have them in store all next year. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I know you'll be able to order them, but I thought that they were saying that they weren't going to put them on shelves or something like that. I don't know.
I didn't see that. I knew Best Buy said that they weren't going to be having next-gen consoles for the rest of this year on shelves.
Maybe that's
both. Maybe that was both PS5 and Xbox, not just one.
Okay, maybe that's what it was that confused me.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as soon as production ramps up and demand's met, you'll find them on the shelves.
Yeah, there's so much crazy stuff going on right now.
Yep.
I was really happy though that they had talked about the progress on the vaccine. So that if that works out, then that'll be great. But they were saying that 90% effectiveness after 7 days of administration. So I know they opened up the trials for like over 10,000 people now, but that is really promising.
Did you see Russia today? We have one that's so they've got a vaccine that's 92% efficient, and they used it on, I think they said 9 people.
9 people.
Like, okay, all right.
9 people. Wonder what happened to the 10th guy.
What? So,
Walmart Canada has late tomorrow morning to order whatever. Yeah, whatever late morning is. Give me a time.
Yeah. I'll give Walmart their due here. They're doing, I think it's 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., 6 p.m. They're your 4 time slots that when they're going to go up for pre-order.
Yeah, so the reason that I went ahead and I put it on here tonight, Dan and I were talking. I don't know if this is going to be a long-term thing, but it's like nobody's subscribing to the other channel, and like half the people that normally watch the show like still don't even realize it's on the other channel. So I think we have like 50 subscribers on the other channel. So I think for now, unless we come up with another strategy, we'll probably just keep doing it back here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, because like we had so many times people were like, "Where's the show? How come? What are you not doing the show or what?" So yeah, it's just it's a little on the frustrating side trying to get everything, I guess, migrated and moved over, but it's not working out as intended when we originally planned it.
What it is, right?
The big thing is it's like we want to make sure everybody's here for the show because Dan and I can talk anytime we want, but it's kind of frustrating when we hop on to like talk about something and then there's nobody to talk to. Like we enjoy talking to you guys and don't want to end up isolating people who we normally have on the show that like tuning in on Wednesday night to watch us jibber jabber on about things.
Yep. I
Yes.
think it'll be better leaving it on this channel.
Yeah.
Just because.
Definitely noobs. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm tired. It's been a long day, even though it hasn't been a long day. It's very frustrating. Like I think that the way it's set up for Veterans Day is terrible. They should have it where it's like an actual holiday where people are off. Like my kids were not off school. My wife had to go to work. It's like, what's the point of having a holiday when I got to sit here and like I can't spend time with my wife and my kids?
Yep. I'm only off because someone I know might have the Rona, so I've got to wait for their test to find out whether if I need to go and have a test myself.
Well, at least it's a free day off.
3 days off so far. Tomorrow will be the 3rd day off.
I am seriously contemplating taking off tomorrow. I have like 6 vacation days that I have to use, and by December 31st, and we've got Thanksgiving coming up, we've got Christmas coming up, New Year's coming up. So I mean, I've only got like maybe 7 weeks left of work, and I have enough time to take like 6 or 7 days off. So it's not a whole lot of time.
No.
Luca, it's actually going really well, and you'll be able to watch the video because I'm launching it in the morning. So tomorrow you'll be able to see my 72-hour review, but it's more like almost a full review. I mean, I've been using it for about a week, but I told them I'd do a 72-hour review, and I normally do, but I've just been so swamped with stuff, and then it happened this weekend. No, the Mi 10T Pro 5G.
Yeah.
But I like it a lot. It's really sharp. No, it is, Zach. The thing is like some federal holidays, even though they're a federal holiday, are not observed at like the state level.
Yeah.
So my kids still had school today, and my wife still had to go to work. Like everything was open. Like the only thing that was closed was like government and the post office. So yes, I was off because my job recognizes it because we get all federal holidays off because the courts are closed. So if the courts are closed, there's no point in us being open if it's a holiday. So we can't file anything. We can't go do anything. We can't have hearings. So yeah, it's like federal holidays are not always recognized nationally, and at the state level. So it's like, yeah, I was off today, but my wife was working and my kids had school. So it's like, hey, I'm off today and we can't do anything.
Oh, our governor today said he's not going to lock down this week, but he's going to revisit that thought next week for Ohio.
I don't know where people are going. Like, I basically stay at home 98% of the time anyway. Like, what are people doing? Like,
I have no idea.
I mean, I take this pretty seriously. Like, every once in a while, I'll go like I went and ate dinner at like 4 o'clock by myself the other day, and there was like 2 other people in the entire restaurant. But like we don't go out during peak times. We don't go anywhere crowded. We don't like.
We've not been out to eat at a restaurant anywhere since February. Was it February since it all started? March?
Yeah.
Did we go out to eat that night when Tom?
I thought you went out for y'all's anniversary.
Oh yeah, we went to Red Lobster. We've been to Red Lobster once. That was it. And then we'll probably go out for our anniversary in December the 28th. And that'll be it for the whole year of going out eating.
Yeah. I don't know what people are doing.
Yeah. Well, I do. It's these people who don't care. That's the thing. So
I don't know. We'll see. Just gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We just hit the hour mark. So
yep.
But thank you to everybody who came in tonight anyway on this whole impromptu thing. We really were trying to do it at 7:30, but I mean, a lot of y'all, as y'all know, the internet and YouTube. Well, YouTube was like down completely.
All around the world as well.
We didn't want to create any confusion with that. Trying to start it, seeing how it goes, or seeing if it actually worked or not. So I went back to editing, and Dan was watching some TV, and I was like, I still really wanted to go on tonight because tomorrow I'm going to be on the Barry Reporter show with Blackberry Brad. So that's tomorrow. And then Friday I do my normal stream anyway. So it's like, if we weren't going to do it today, it was just going to get punted till next Wednesday. And, we really wanted to get on and do this because we look forward to doing it every Wednesday. So, so sorry for the late notice. And I'm glad we're able to get in and do it. And thanks a lot for everyone that showed up. Thanks, Zach, for stopping by. Luca, Dom, everybody that came in here. I'm beginning to think that Luca's like an electronics broker or something. Like,
I know, right?
Probably
off down south, like
probably works with a Colombian cartel or something.
Kilo of drugs and a MacBook Pro.
Somebody bumped into your car. Oh my gosh, that's terrible, man. Thank you for the super chat, though, Carl.
I don't care. I hope somebody goes down the side of it and keys it.
Why didn't you have Sentry mode on, dude? Watch my wife's video.
What's Sentry mode? I don't watch Tesla videos because I'm so sick of them.
I don't think I've ever intentionally watched a Tesla video. Like, it's not my thing. Like,
well, I don't think I have. But my problem is I just see them all the time on YouTube, just all the time.
They are popular. Like, I don't even watch my wife's. I mean, I just click play so she gets the watch time, and I don't even.
Don't tell her. I share them, but I don't watch them.
I don't either. No. It's probably a dumpster fire. Who knows? Honestly, she probably makes better videos than I do. So. Definitely better looking than I am. So it's got a lot more curb appeal for sure.
Yeah, there's that. Definitely.
Anyway, all right, guys. Well, thanks for stopping by tonight. As long as YouTube doesn't die on us again, we'll be back for our normal regular time at 7:30 next week. So thanks a lot for stopping by. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And then, like I said, I'll be on the Barry Reporter podcast show, whatever it is, tomorrow, talking BlackBerry with BlackBerry Brad.
You have fun with that.
Yeah. And then Friday, I should be doing my regular show. So y'all stay safe. Have a good one. Hopefully y'all had a good holiday. And peace out. See y'all later. Bye.